Well, good morning.
Good morning, Sarah. Good to see
Oh,
you.
good to see you too. And apologies for everybody behind the scenes, by the way. I know we're a little late on coming on our live. I was actually having technical issues here. So I got my little trusty headphones in. Don't judge. But we're good. We are up and rolling.
Yep.
But it's
And
nice to see
Lou,
you.
thank you for holding us to our standard here. Yes, I paid the internet bill. I was having internet connections earlier. Some trouble with them, but we're here, Lou. We're here. I know that it's all three of us in this room.
Oh
But it's
my
always
gosh.
good. But we're here. A great Wednesday. That music always gets me pumped up and excited to chat with
does.
everybody. So if you're watching, let us know where you're watching from. We always love talking to the live viewers and putting your comments up here on the screen. Always a blast. But we didn't really connect that much this week at all. Where have you been? I know you were all over the place.
Yeah, I spent a good amount of time, almost like over 10 days on the East Coast. I was in New York, and then I was also in Pennsylvania. Actually, that's where I did the show from last week with my grandmother turning 97. So I got to see family in New York City, got to see my grandmother in good old Pennsylvania corn country. We ate so much corn. By the way, is this like not a thing? Like when we will have corn dinner where we just like eat like corn, like we eat like 4 ears of corn and like some other things, but we mainly
It's
have
happening
corn.
now.
Is that like not a thing?
I don't think so. If I remember correctly, corn doesn't have any like true nutritional value.
Correct.
But maybe I could be
but
wrong.
It's so good. It is
I know I love
so
popcorn.
good. Oh,
Yeah.
when
Let
it's
us
like
know here in the
fresh.
comments here if you're having a cornbread, some corn. We can put all the different kind of corn. Corn casserole. It's like in that scene with Forrest Gump, right? With he talks about all the
Yeah.
shrimp, right?
Oh, yeah.
Shrimp.
Oh my gosh, that's crazy. All right. So what about you? Any corn?
Well, quiet. No corn this weekend. I had a lot of travel for myself, but we're getting a puppy. So I was prepping for this puppy that comes this Saturday, which was
Ooh.
unexpected. I was supposed to get it in 2 weeks, but they're bringing it down early. I'm like, I got to get ready. So it reminds
the
me of
pee-pee
having a kid
pads.
again. Like there's so many things. I got overwhelmed. I was walking into the pet store. I'm like, I don't know what to get. There's so many different things available here. So for anyone out there with puppies, let me know some success stories here. Send me some messages. I would love to hear some tips because I do have 2 kids. I'm like, how much harder could it be than raising kids? But everyone's like, get ready.
Different. Catherine Frederick is joining us, and I bet you she's going to give you a whole slew of.
Yep. All right. I'm going to need those tips. I know that I got a puppy coming. Yes, I got a sheepadoodle on the way. His name is Ryder. So Ryder may be joining some shows here soon.
I love it. Well, so I know that we start a little bit behind schedule. So why don't we dive in? But before we do, wanted to go ahead and just do a little bit of a correction from last week. So, we are human here. And so when we get things wrong at Good Morning Hospitality, we always want to be the first to tell you. So last week, we mischaracterized Travel and Leisure's business model. So the company is an established vacation ownership manager. So it's not a new entrant into the space. And it uses a points-based model instead of a 1 week per year system. So want to just apologize. We regret the errors. And now on to our show.
Yeah. Thanks for watching Travel and Leisure. We appreciate you watching. And, let's get on to the show here. We got some great things going here. But first, Sarah, this episode is brought to you by StayFi. StayFi helps short-term rental operators build direct guest relationships through branded Wi-Fi portals, email marketing, and guest data tools that turn one-time bookers into repeat guests. So start growing your direct booking revenue today at stayfi.com/Good Morning Hospitality. And that's stayfi.com/Good Morning Hospitality. I love doing those.
There you go.
Thank you, Lou.
So
Thank you. Yes. Ad time.
Awesome. Well, why don't we go ahead and jump into our first topic here. So Marriott launches owner rebate program ahead of $125 million credit card fee jump. So Marriott is launching a rebate program for hotel owners, and it will basically pass through to franchisees starting in 2026, which is now. The rebate is designed to offset some of that cost to owners who hit specific performance benchmarks around guest satisfaction, quality scores, and loyalty enrollment. This is interesting because this credit card fee increase is a direct consequence of Marriott's Amex co-branded deal expansion. So Marriott collects a significant revenue from the partnership, but they've also historically passed a portion of the program cost to franchisees. So why this is big is the $125 million jump is the largest single year increase in recent years. So
it shows a lot of people using those credit cards, but this is tied to two different things, right? It's almost like, in this article, and Sean did a great job, O'Neill, writing this article. He kind of has a section there of why now this is happening. So we'll start with that part. It's in March, 51 owners representing 990 hotels. So that's roughly 182,000 Marriott rooms sent a letter, which Skift obtained, to the CEO, Anthony Capuano, and said they want help. They need help here. They want a piece of this credit card revenue, that they have costs that are going up. They have expenses that are going up, and they're not seeing a benefit from it. So what the CFO said is, we're going to give back up to 50 basis points of gross room revenue, fee reimbursement for achieving defined thresholds. So they have to start by earning good customer scores to be able to get to this 50 basis points. And so what that means, it sounds like something fancy, but basically it's 0.5% of the room revenue, right? So I did a little study. I went back and looked. I was like, how much could this make? I mean, it's depending on the size of the hotel. I did an average room size. It could be anywhere from $60 to $100 to $150,000 given back, which is right to the bottom line, which helps pay for salaries and insurance and things. But it's not a gigantic number. But it's something to start with. But I don't think this is going to go away. The more and more of these credit card fees go, the more and more the fees that the big brands make, I think we're going to see a lot more of the hotel owners saying, hey, we're covering the cost of everything going up. We want some more of this as well.
Exactly. And so, and I mean, with this also happening with Hilton, obviously Marriott, Hilton, this happening at the same time, it's clearly indicative of a larger industry shift. So
now, I can tell you, it's just everything's getting more expensive, right? As we manage to have a management company, like we start looking at things, like all of a sudden, every single one of your supplies gets more expensive. Every single one of your insurance, your labor, the water, the electricity, everything goes up in cost. And when you're not getting any relief and you see the management company you're partnered with making a lot and making record numbers, you're like, hey, we're the owners here of these properties that are working with you. Where do we get to see some of this? So it's going to be interesting to see how many more owners start to team up, because when you get 51 owners representing that large of a block of their rooms, I think you're going to start to see more and more talking about it, especially with all the news coming out and people reporting on it.
Totally. Which, by the way, this should kind of go into the next topic, which is what we are. Hilton is cutting fees to rebuild hotel owners' margins. So this article also came out. So they announced, Hilton announced fee cuts across 7 of its brands aimed at improving owner margins. This is what we're talking about, especially at this time when operating costs. So that's, again, it's really interesting seeing that we've got the 2 larger brands are really making active changes to make sure that to give a little bit of that relief to owners, even if it is a little. Again, it's a nod in that direction. Yes.
And and Hilton's tying it to the program they're calling Rise. And so Rise is, again, customer satisfaction. So 50% of their hotels qualify now based on their customer service scores. The other 50% of Hilton's hotels don't qualify. So you really need to qualify to be a good hotelier, that you're a good owner, that you're investing in the property, that your guests are having a great experience to qualify to get this rebate. So, both companies really making a big push saying, all right, we'll give up some things, but you have to make sure that guest experience stays high, that you're not just cutting expenses to cover, the rise. Like, you got to invest in the property, and we'll help give back and give you more. So it's going to be interesting to see. And we talked a little bit last week or 2 weeks ago about Citizen M. And this kind of made me think about it. Like, all right, I don't want to work with Marriott, someone could say, or Hilton, or a big flag, and I'm going to go on my own. But then you look at Citizen M, and 50% of their bookings are coming from that Marriott engine. So it is a great benefit to being a part of that big flag as well. So there's gives and takes, which I understand. And being an owner now and developing a property, you have to figure out, all right, what do I want to give up to ensure that I have a consistent room revenue, consistent base of guests, while taking on these costs. But it's a good look to say, hey, we're giving back and we want to be a team player, but you also have to give good customer service. So it's really interesting to see how this is going. We have some people commenting here. Lonnie Wolf saying,
oh yes,
in the house team, is a 0.5%. Taylor mentioning costs are going up every day. The exact reason we created Integrity. I got to check out Integrity.
yes.
Brian Fish, investing in the property is the big one. They are defaulting more owners due to delayed renovations, and this is their way of dangling an incentive. I think you nailed it perfectly, Brian. And it's what's happening, right? So, all right, you can't keep cutting on all the services and investing into the property and making sure guests are doing a good job. We'll work with you and we'll help give money back, but you also have to make sure the customer or the guests are having a great time. So it's going to be interesting to see how this continues to play out, because there is more and more brands coming in, more and more companies that are trying to renegotiate. We talked a couple of weeks ago where I think it was like 1,200 hotels may not even renew their contracts. So it's an interesting time right now, especially with the business environment and what's going on out there with, that mid-scale hotels, really kind of struggling, and the extended stay growing and the ultra luxury growing. What's going to happen in that in between? And that's where most of these owners are at.
Yeah. No, it's a very great point. It's interesting times indeed. So why don't we come to our next topic here?
Let's do it.
Club Med. So this is kind of cool. So Club Med's premium pivot shows what commitment actually looks like. So this is actually kind of a cool thing. Yeah, check it out. So recently, Club Med, they posted revenue growth of roughly 12% year over year, with average daily rates of up 18%, driven basically by a decade-long commitment to exiting the budget all-inclusive space and repositioning more as a premium resort brand. And what was actually really exciting is they just did a groundbreaking. That's what that picture was from in St.
Right?
Yes, exactly, which is part of the U.S. Virgin Islands, not to be mixed up with the drink. And so it very exciting to see kind of what they're doing. But we've talked about this for quite some time as far as like the industry and where all-inclusives are moving towards. It certainly becoming more, having more premium options. And it's very great.
I like it. Look, I have never stayed at a Club Med, but everyone knows that name. If you think the Caribbean,
yes, you do.
Like that very 90s, like, all right, let's go out there to Sandals and Club Med and these places. But now they're pivoting. That people want that experience. I think cruise ships have helped people realize they like that kind of environment and kind of pushing upscale. And so with Club Med now, again, where are they going? That not ultra luxury, but luxury segment. They're pushing their property to be nicer and nicer. Premium. They're investing a lot of money. They really want to get a piece of that business. And I love that they're coming to the U.S. for the first time. It's not continental U.S., but the U.S. Virgin Islands, where I was 2 weeks ago and fell in love with. I'm like been dreaming about going back.
Right. It's so magical and it's great. I mean, it's part of the US. So
I did a post on the US Virgin Islands and British Virgin Islands, and a lot of people were like, do not talk about it anymore. We want to keep this quiet. So I posted a little video of going to the British Virgin Islands to the Soggy Dollar Bar, and I got a lot of views. I was shocked to see how many people were commenting and sharing and reposting. So, it just shows that
travel
a lot of
influencer.
I'm trying to compete with you. I'm trying to get my follower count up, everybody. So come on over and follow my one video that did well. It's really cool to see what they're doing. We just had a friend of ours that we know that went to an all-inclusive and did not have a good time. So we want to make sure that when people did get to try this, they have a good time. And I think with Sandals leading the way and Club Med and a lot of other major chains, like we talked about the Marriotts of the world, everyone getting more into it. I'd be really interested to see where this goes, because it's a very different model than a traditional resort. And
it is,
I think people will like
but
it.
I have to say, people love it. And even like with my travels prior to 2020, I personally hadn't really been to that many all-inclusives. And then after 2020, I've worked with many different brands, and even with just that one earlier this year. And it, when it's done right and it's done at a premium level, it's actually great. I actually just saw somebody posted a video on Instagram, and they're talking about this interesting thing with like, if you're trying to do luxury or like premium, people don't want to do math. And it's that sort of idea of like, oh, well, if you stay here, then you get this credit or that credit. And that's what you don't have to worry about that in these all inclusive, these higher end, and
Yeah.
it's covered, and it is what it is. And if you want to go off property, that's a whole separate ball game. But on property, it just makes it easy.
It's true. And live viewers, I'm curious if you like going to all inclusives. So let us know yes or no. I'm curious, just a quick live poll here to see if you'd be interested in going to a Club Med or a Sandals or a place like this. Because I think we're going to see more and more of them as people really start to see how far their dollar can go. And once you're at a place, it feels good. Like, I don't have to worry about how much that drink is going to cost, or this extra ice cream for my kids, or, I want to go to the buffet and do a little bit more. Like, it just continues to feel like, I just recently did a trip, and every time I had to pay for something, I was like, oh man, that price seemed to go up. That bottle of water went from $8 to $10 this time. It's like, oh man, what can we do here?
When you're on vacation, do you want to think about, okay, I'm really only going to have one margarita, or I'm going to have 3? Really? Right?
I know Sarah likes 4. So, but Brian's saying they want to pay up front and know they aren't going to owe an extra $2K after the week is done.
Correct.
I agree with you. That's why I like cruise ships. I had a friend of mine, one of my business partners, who's like, oh, you like going on cruises? He went on his first one on Royal Caribbean. He's like, all right, I get it. I understand now. I see why you like it. It was a great experience.
It's fantastic.
So I think there's something for everyone out there in that all-inclusive world. Just try to make sure you go to the right place and don't have a bad experience with the one out there. Are we old enough for Club Med?
Right.
I think we are now.
We are.
Brian. We're definitely.
So long as you're over 21. I'm kidding. For those margaritas, that's what I mean.
Lou does mostly all-inclusive cruises, Viking, Oceania, Celebrity, with drink packages, and so don't worry about expenses. Lou, I agree with you. I got to start doing some of those more. The next tier up from Royal Caribbean. I haven't done anything above Royal Caribbean on a big cruise ship, so I got to check out the Celebrities and Oceanas of the world.
My favorite thing is like when you go to all inclusives and like they do a good job, and they've got their little sweet store, and it's like, okay, I'm gonna get like some chocolates and some dessert.
Yeah.
It's the idea, like it just is nice to not have to worry about it. It's like, I want a cappuccino in the morning, and it's
treat yourself.
There's just treat yourself. Treat yourself with some chocolate and a cappuccino. Going all out over here. But yeah, again, I think it actually really helps with the whole vacation. Again, that vacation mindset, which I think from the guest experience is great. So
yeah. Well, I'm looking to see some more. So I appreciate the tips on the different areas, and thank you, live viewers. It's always fun to see what you're up to.
By the way, maybe when Club Med opens, I think that they are going to be opening in 2027. Maybe we go celebrate.
I think I'm down. I think we got some invites. Didn't we get an invite? I don't know. We can talk about that backstage. Someone sent us something. Yeah. I remember. So
yes,
we can
they
talk
did.
about it. Yes.
Anyway, so all right. Well, let's go ahead and talk about that. No. We were invited to the groundbreaking. So, but we were like, hold off until you're ready to accept guests, and then we'll be there. Yeah, because that'll be more useful for everyone. So Hyatt, so this one's interesting. Our next topic here, Hyatt is under pressure over delayed openings as it speeds up mid-tier build out. So Hyatt is facing analyst and investor pressure over a higher than expected number of delayed hotel openings in its pipeline, which is pushing its net unit growth below the targets it's set for 2026. The delays are concentrated in the mid-tier segment, so where Hyatt has been aggressively building out its select portfolio. So, and this mid-tier build out is intentional. Hyatt, as we might know, has historically been weighted towards full service and luxury, which limited its, addressable market for franchisees. But the select brands, including Hyatt Place, the Hyatt House, they've been growing faster than the overall sort of system they built out. But constructions and timeline. Construction's always challenging, right? You know this.
It's very hard. It depends. And you have to be on point. You have to have a lot of people involved. We reported, I think it was last year, Hyatt went through a lot of different changes at the top of the company. And I can say just from knowing people within the company, there was a lot of different visions, but now they're starting to get back on track. And this is a big push to get those like brands, Hyatt Place, Hyatt House. They've been growing faster, but the construction timelines are just not keeping up, and they need to get those rooms open because we have their competitors starting to do more and more in that space.
Correct.
And so, one thing with owners is you need that property open because you do have loans you've taken out on the land. You have investors that you have to pay back. And the longer that stretches out, people start to get a little antsy. And so you have to make sure you're taking care of all of those people. And that means getting those rooms open, getting the supplies in, making sure the standards in place, making sure technology works, that you can get the reservations booked on time and getting that open. And you can't start accepting reservations if you don't know exactly when you're opening. So there's a lot of pressure when you open a hotel. Have you done one, Sarah? Have you done an opening before at a property?
No, I feel like I missed that. I should have.
Yeah, you should have. But
just for the experience.
It's never too late. Maybe when it's my dream down the road, I'm just going to be a host at the restaurant as like an 80-year-old guy and just like say hello to people.
You just got to stop it.
Yeah,
that is hilarious.
So. But anyway, part of the openings, that's what's stressful is like you got to hit these dates because you promised those opening reservations. Hey, we're going to be open. And if you don't, you have to find them a place to stay. And a lot of times you're going to be covering the cost of that, not just like, hey, let me refund your money. Because I've been in places that were opening recently that I was assisting with, and they kept pushing back the opening date month by month by month and canceling last minute on all these people, thousands of people. So it can be very, very stressful out there. Good old Uncle Steve hosting. Listen, there was a guy when I worked at Mandarin Oriental. I will never forget him. He was a GM of a hotel. He just wanted something to do. And he's like, Steve, I'm not going to make schedules. I'm not doing payroll. I'm not doing any of the busy work. I will be on the floor. Just schedule me these days, and I'll make sure we get good customer service scores. And he taught me so much. I was a young 20-something-year-old, so I might have to do that, Lou. We'll see. Anyway, Sarah, sorry. Too much caffeine.
No, I love that. No. It's great. It's great. I love that because it reminds me of all the hosts that I've met over the years. And I always, but it's, if you've got the hospitality spirit and you just kind of want a low lift sort of job, I think that's fantastic. I kind of like that play. I was imagining, I'm like, what am I doing at 80?
Maybe I'm just chilling at a Club Med. Let's see.
Good idea. Meet you in St. Croix. Anyway, why don't we go on to, I think, your favorite segment?
Not my favorite. Everyone's favorite segment. Everyone's favorite segment is Whose Brand Is It Anyway? Where we put up a sub-brand and we have to guess who is the parent brand. And I know all of you out here look forward to this every single week, and this is why you tune into the show. So without further ado, let's get up this sub-brand and see if we can guess the parent brand. Do we have it? Is the question. Oh my, this is AI. Who is this company here? Prize Hotel?
Stop it.
Prize
Hotel.
How do you say Prize Hotel?
I would say Prize Hotel.
I'm going with, this has got to be a unique one. H World. Didn't we talk about H World? Wasn't that one of the companies we talked about in China? I'm going with H World. Who do you think, everybody?
Oh, wow.
Got 5 seconds to put in your votes.
Oh my God, I don't even know.
Accor by Lou. Wow. All right, we see some. All right.
Actually, you know what? I was going to say Accor, Lou. I was going to say that, but you said that you sent it in before me. I'll say Accor. I'll go with that.
All right. The time to reveal is now.
Oh,
Radisson. Oh my gosh, never even on my radar. Well, let's check it out. Can we put it on the screen? Can we see what it looks like?
So it is Prize by Radisson.
I like it. Prize by Radisson. Prize Hotels. All right, everyone.
See what the inside of these, I mean, like the rooms. Like
affordable, high design. Prize by Radisson is a new generation of centrally located lifestyle-led properties.
Oh, look at this.
Prize by Radisson's eclectic character combines comfortable accommodation in an informal setting and surface culture. A lot of good social spaces. It kind of reminds me of like a Citizen M vibe and a Yotel.
Yeah. Yeah, totally.
Very cool.
Definitely do.
You see, this is why I like doing this, because we learn about all different kind of places, and it makes it fun to see. Like, all right, I'm gonna keep an eye out for those. And where
those rooms are kind of cool. The rooms were vibey. Look at that, that little fun situation there.
I gotta see where they're located because none close to me, but
not
all right,
yet.
Very cool. Well, I appreciate you all playing. Taylor got it. Radisson.
Yeah.
Good job, Taylor. Good
Yeah,
job.
great. Thanks
And
for
Lou,
joining
what do
us
you think?
today.
Steve doing his special ad voice. I got to get the special ad voice on for that part. But wow, we cover a lot here today, but it really just goes to show you hotel owners getting support from the big brands, from Marriott and Hilton, Club Med making their renaissance here, coming back, investing in
Yeah.
upscale travelers.
Love it.
And, again, another great show, Sarah. We always do a good job here. We love having all the live viewers here. And if you haven't yet, please make sure to subscribe. And of course, send this over to a friend. We did have a lot of fun here. The more people we get in the live show, the better. We always enjoy seeing all of you here. And until next week, everybody, stay hospitable.
Hospitable.